Hey everybody, welcome back to the Josh Wiley channel. Today we're going to go over everything that you need to build your first AR-15 rifle. Now when you're going to build a rifle, you can get a complete lower and a complete upper, but since you're watching this video, I expect that you're going to want to go through everything involved in the lower, getting it stripped and everything, and build it from the ground up. So this is a complete lower. This piece is your lower and all the parts that come in it. Then you have a buffer assembly, and then you can pick a stock out that you want. Your buffer assembly includes your tube, spring, and buffer. You can get on a rifle, you can get a rifle buffer tube kit or a carbine buffer tube kit. If you get a rifle buffer tube kit, which is like what you see here, it is going to be a fixed stock. If you get a carbine buffer tube kit, you will have a collapsible stock that you can set in 6 different positions. Putting your parts in your lower is not all that complex. It just takes a little bit of patience to work through it. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that you can check out and figure out how to put a lower together. And all you're really going to need to put your parts in the lower is a punch and a hammer and some patience. Putting your buffer tube in place is just screwing it into the end here and then taking a armorer's tool, which looks like this. You can take it and tighten it up and then install your spring and your buffer, and then you can pick out what stock you want. And if you've got a fixed stock like this, there's a screw on the end here and you just tighten it all together and that's it. So that is the lower part of the rifle. Now we're going to move up to the upper. This is a upper I'm in the middle of building. This is actually for the 50 Beowulf build. But this is your upper. You can get a stripped upper. If you do get a stripped upper, you have to get a dust guard kit and a forward assist kit. You don't have to do that. You can get just the upper that includes the forward assist and the dust cover. Once you get your upper, you can move on to getting your barrel. Now when you get your barrel will just slide into your upper, and it's just held in place. It's not tightened down until you go to get your handguard. This is a barrel nut. This is for a free float handguard. Once you have your barrel and your handguard, you can install your barrel, put it into the upper, and then you take your barrel nut, slide it on, screw it into place, and then you use your armorer's tool again to fit it in these holes around here and tighten it up and get it in place. And once you get it to the right spot, this is your gas tube. It will slide in a hole and then go into your upper. Now as far as handguards, you can get a 2-piece handguard or a free float like this. Free floats are usually better for multiple reasons, but if you do want to get a 2-piece handguard, your barrel nut is going to be a little bit different, and you still will be able to use your armorer's tool to install that barrel nut on there. When you install the 2-piece handguard, your gas block, you will have a cap that slides onto your barrel before your gas block goes on. Then you'll put your gas block and tighten it in place. And your 2-piece handguard has 2 pieces, and one will pop in here and pop in here, and you can get a little tool to compress the barrel nut to install the 2 pieces of your handguard. If you get a free float handguard like this, all you have to do is install your barrel and put your barrel nut on and tighten it down, and then your handguard will just slide over and screw onto your barrel nut. And you've got a ring here. Once your handguard is in place and back as far as you need it, you tighten this ring up, and then you'll have a set screw on the bottom that you'll tighten in place. Now this is your gas tube, this is your gas block. All your barrels have a port on the top that when you fire a round, gas behind the round comes out through the port on the barrel, will travel into your gas block and then shoot through your gas tube, which will push your bolt carrier group back to load another round. When you go to buy your barrel, you'll be able to find out what length gas system your barrel has. This has a mid-length gas system. You can get a pistol, mid, carbine, or rifle length gas system on a barrel, and you will be able to get a gas tube for that. It is all specified between which 4 lengths it is. Your gas block is pretty much whatever type of gas block you want to get. However, if you do get a free float handguard, if your handguard is long enough to pass over your gas block, you are going to need to get a low profile gas block, which is what you see here, for your handguard to go over your gas block. Once you've gotten that far and your barrel's in your upper, your gas system is completed, and you've got your handguard on, then you're going to start going for your muzzle device. Your muzzle device can be anything you want. You don't have to put a muzzle device on it. If you don't want to, you can get a thread protector for it. It's whatever you want to do and personal preference type thing. So once you've gotten that far, you take your lower and your upper and it just pops into place. You push these two pins in and then you can complete your rifle. And then you're ready to move on to sights or optics, whatever you want to do with that. So as far as tools that you'll need to complete this, you'll want to get a set of punches and a hammer and some Allen wrenches. And then you're going to want to get a what's called a armorer's tool, which we talked about a little bit, which the only thing you're really going to need that for, if you have other tools, is just to put your barrel nut on and tighten it to get it where it needs to be. Other than that, simple hand tools like punches, hammer, Allen wrench, small tools like that, you can put a whole rifle together. If you like this episode, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And if you haven't yet, please consider getting subscribed to the channel. And I'll see y'all next week. Thanks.